Value is that toward which all human action is aimed. Since money can be redeemed for anything in the marketplace, it gives users pure optionality to acquire anything that they may need as they pursue their goals. This is why money is valuable to every economy. Think of money like a call option on the Commonwealth, a certificate that can be used to redeem any form of capital, the goods, services, and knowledge produced by other humans. Money is the most valuable market in the world because it gives its users access to any form of capital the economy can generate. Money has three primary functions. It is a store of value in regard to expressing value across time. It is a medium of exchange in regard to expressing value across space. And finally, it is a unit of account in regard to expressing the prices of capital across space-time. When a good is becoming monetized, each of these functions emerge as a sequential evolutionary phase of money. A good undergoing monetization is initially used as a store of value, then as a medium of exchange, and finally as a unit of account. Although the purpose of money always remains the same, to express value across space-time, the good fulfilling this purpose is constantly subjected to market-driven evolutionary pressures. The greater a specific good's resistance to value dilution across time, whether by counterfeiting, supply inflation, or physical deterioration, the more effective it is as a store of value. As a good proves itself as an effective store of value, those who adopted it first are increasingly incentivized to use it as a medium of exchange, since money is ultimately just a reflection of the capital for which it can be exchanged. Finally, once enough people are using it in exchange, it becomes customary to express prices in terms of the newly monetized good. As people trade with one another over time, they experiment with different monetary goods, and free market forces favor the money which exhibits 5 critical properties. First is divisibility, the ease of accounting and transacting at various scales, meaning the money has separable and recombinable units. Next is durability, the ease of expressing value across time, meaning the money is resilient to physical deterioration. Next is recognizability, the ease of identifying and authenticating the money by counterparties to a transaction, meaning the money is universally verifiable. Next is portability, the ease of securely expressing value across space, meaning the money has a high value-to-weight ratio. And finally, scarcity, the resistance of money to supply manipulations and thus dilution across time, meaning the money must be difficult to produce to successfully store value. Due to the relative advantages competing monetary goods offer, the particular device being used as money changes over time. Throughout history, mankind has employed seashells, salt, cattle, precious metals, and government paper as money, to name a few. Similar to the price discovery process in a free market, where the collective actions of buyers and sellers are continuously compressed into a single variable called the price, competing monetary goods undergo a market-driven discovery process. We can gain a better understanding of this dynamic through an analogy. Monetary evolution is roughly comparable to the evolutionary process we see in communication technologies. No matter what specific device is used to fulfill it, the purpose of communication technology remains the same: to express information across space-time. Similar to the market for money, competition is at all times alive among different communication technologies in which they are subjected to a market-driven discovery process. As newer devices are invented, they are market-tested through competition. Each survives or dies in terms of its relative communication speed, fidelity, reliability, traceability, and mobility. Since communication technologies are useful for only one thing, expressing information across space-time, society tends to adopt the single most superior technology available, a coalescent process that is propelled by network effects. Network effects, defined as the incremental benefit attained by adding a new participant to a network, drive people to adopt a primary form of communication technology. As more people migrate to the latest and greatest technology, it encourages others to do the same, as more network participation exponentially increases the number of possible communication partners. A simple example of this is the telephone. With 2 phones in existence, only one connection is possible. With 5 phones in the network, the number of connections jumps to 10. And with 12 networked phones, the number of connections increases exponentially again to 66, and so on. Since the purpose of communication technology remains the same despite technological advancements, whichever technology is best at fulfilling this purpose has a tendency to become dominant in the marketplace. This tendency, reinforced by network effects, has driven the evolution of communication technologies from carrier pigeons to telegraphs to digital media today. This is due to the winner-take-all or winner-take-most dynamic inherent to many information networks, including those of both the communication and monetary varieties. Similar to the purpose of communication networks, the purpose of money is singular, to express value across space-time. Since money begins first as a store of value, its most important property is scarcity. Naturally, everyone prefers a money that holds its value over time. A money's store of value function is quantified by its stock-to-flow ratio. The monetary good with a stock-to-flow ratio that most closely mirrors that of time is favored by free market forces, since money is a tool humans use to trade their time with one another. Historically, monetary metals best fulfilled the 5 properties of money, and of the monetary metals, gold was the most scarce. Since gold exhibited the greatest scarcity, it was the best tool for storing value across time. However, since gold is physical and heavy, it lacked portability and therefore was expensive to transport and secure. This limited its utility as money in terms of expressing value across space. By issuing currencies redeemable for gold, banks figured out a way to improve its ability to express value across space. The problem with gold-backed currencies is that they require trust in banks to not issue an amount in excess of their gold reserves. Historically, this trust has been repeatedly broken, and in 1971, the peg to gold was broken entirely, giving central banks an unlimited capacity to compromise the scarcity of money arbitrarily, to steal value from society. Fiat currency is a pyramid scheme. It is the reason the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Central banking is the greatest scam ever perpetrated. It has been used to surreptitiously fund every dictator, internment camp, and world war in human history. In sum, money is a device for expressing value across space-time. Gold was great for expressing value across time, but not space. Fiat currency is great for expressing value across space, but not time. Bitcoin is the only money optimized for expressing value across both space and time.